Touchdown in Paris.
Rajesh stepped off the plane, his eyes wide with excitement. The journey had been long, but the thrill of finally being in the City of Lights made every hour worth it. He was finally in Paris, the city he had dreamed of visiting ever since he was a child, with its iconic landmarks and rich history. He wore his brightest shirt, a Hawaiian print with coconut buttons. It was his lucky shirt, the one he wore on all his special adventures. His camera, bigger than a loaf of bread, hung around his neck. He was ready to capture every moment, every memory. Behind him trailed his family, uncles, aunts, cousins, even his grandmother. They had all come together for this special trip. They were a sight to behold, a sea of colorful saris and enthusiastic chatter. Their vibrant attire contrasted beautifully with the modern airport surroundings. Rajesh took a deep breath. The air was crisp and filled with a sense of adventure. Paris smelled different, of fresh bread and something he couldn't quite place. It was a mix of history, culture, and a promise of new experiences.
Hello everyone, welcome to Paris.
His family cheered. Their excitement was palpable and their joy infectious. This trip was his mother's retirement gift. She'd always wanted to see Paris, and now her dream was coming true. He was determined to make it unforgettable. Every moment, every sight, every sound. He wanted to etch it all into their memories forever. Rajesh bumped into Pierre, a friendly Parisian near the Eiffel Tower. Pierre wore a striped shirt and a beret, just like in the movies.
Bonjour, monsieur.
Namaste, bhaiya.
He only knew bonjour and merci. He hoped a smile would fill the gaps.
Eiffel Tower?
Rajesh pointed upwards, his camera clicking away. Pierre launched into a detailed history of the tower, speaking rapid-fire French. Rajesh nodded along, catching a word here and there. He understood tall and iron. That was enough, right? Lunchtime was an adventure. The menu at the cafe was in French. Rajesh, brave but clueless, pointed at random items.
Voilà.
The waiter presented him with a plate of snails. Rajesh's jaw dropped. Snails? Were they serious? His family huddled around him, giggled nervously. Rajesh, ever the sport, decided to try one. He closed his eyes, popped it in his mouth and, well, let's just say his expression spoke volumes.
Oh no, not the pigeons. They're everywhere, and they just won't leave us alone.
Rajesh, you look like a statue. Ha ha ha. Seriously, you could be a new attraction here with all those birds on you.
Mom, help! They're everywhere. I can't move without bumping into one of these feathered fiends.
Later, near the Louvre, Rajesh encountered another Parisian challenge pigeons. They were everywhere, swarming like they owned the place, and they weren't afraid to get up close and personal. These birds had no concept of personal space.
Ah, get off my head. Why do they always go for the head?
Rajesh, mid-bite into a croissant, shrieked as a pigeon landed on his head. It was as if the bird had a vendetta against his snack. His family, used to bolder birds back home, found this hilarious. They couldn't stop laughing at the sight of Rajesh battling the birds.
Smile, Rajesh. This is going on Facebook. Everyone needs to see this epic pigeon battle.
They snapped pictures, their laughter echoing in the Parisian air. It was a moment they would remember and laugh about for years. Rajesh, after the initial shock, had to laugh too. It was impossible not to see the humor in the situation.
All right, you win, pigeons. You win. I surrender. Just let me enjoy my croissant in peace.
Time flew by, as it always does when you're immersed in the magic of Paris. The days turned into nights, and the City of Lights never ceased to amaze. Soon, it was time to leave. The moment Rajesh had been dreading was finally here.
Pierre, thank you for everything. Your hospitality, your friendship, and the memories we've created together. I can't believe it's time to say goodbye. It feels like just yesterday we were exploring the hidden gems of this beautiful city.
It was my pleasure, Rajesh. You brought a fresh perspective to my everyday life. Remember, Paris will always welcome you back. This city has a way of staying in your heart.
As Rajesh stood at the airport bidding farewell to Pierre, he realized something profound.
You know, Pierre, Paris wasn't just about the Eiffel Tower or the Louvre. It was about the experiences, the misunderstandings, the laughter, and the moments that took us by surprise. It was about the people we met, the stories we shared, and the bonds we formed.
Exactly, my friend. It's about seeing the familiar through a different lens and appreciating the beauty in the everyday. It's about the little things that make life extraordinary.
As he boarded the plane, Rajesh smiled. He knew that this wasn't a goodbye, but rather a see you later. He was taking a piece of Paris with him, a souvenir that would remind him of the adventures and the friendships, and leaving a little bit of himself behind, a part of his heart that would always belong to Paris.
Au revoir, Paris. Until we meet again. This isn't the end, but just the beginning of a new chapter.